These are the technologies that are driving these mega trends, that is driving self-learning algorithms and IoT and eventually robots and so on and so forth. We are seeing the use of social networks that are taking over I should say, that are being used by people to communicate. There is mobility, and that is devices. So we have many different types of devices. Soon there's going to be billion-plus devices in the next couple of years that are going to be connected to the internet, which we call the Internet of Things. And there is a massive explosion of data. And all these devices and all these points are creating data. We used to measure them in megabytes, then it was terabytes, then it was petabytes, and now it's zettabytes. Here's an example. I'm just going to share some very high-level examples. I like this example. This is IBM. They have been using big data, and they've been using analytics on big data to deal with social issues. Some of these social issues, for example, is youth unemployment. So what you have in a small town in the UK, they are basically calculating thousands of factors through big data, through computers, to try to see if the population of teenagers between 16 and 19 have a high percentage of being unemployed or not having access to training. And they're able to calculate this. Any person that passes over the 60% mark, then the city will then institute intervention. They will go to that person and try to assist, try to find out the root causes, so on and so forth. This is an example of Microsoft. It's called, you can see I kept the link up there, 88 acres. This is a project that they did where they spent 60 million, and this is a kind of research project, and they connected 30,000 sensors that were in place in 113 buildings on the campus at Microsoft. And that started to produce 500 million data exchanges a day. And these data exchanges were saying, hey, you've left your air conditioning on and in a parking lot that's never used. You have a water leak in this building. This alarm doesn't work. You got to change a light bulb here. It is saving tons of money. It's making the campus more sustainable, but it's teaching Microsoft how to speak building and how we can communicate to buildings, which is important for cities. And these are, and we haven't touched upon this today, which is really surprising for me, but you can't have any of these technologies moving forward. You can't have robots walking in the street unless you have a legal framework in place. And these are the type of discussions that we're having, making sure that the rules are harmonizing and that there's a digital single market. Can anyone guess the percentage of Europeans in the EU who do not have these skills, these basic digital skills? Can anyone create a number? Can anyone give me a number? 60? Lower. 13? 30? Higher. It's 44%, believe it or not, which astounds me. 44% of people can't send an email or use Excel or have these basic skills. These are the type of things that have to be addressed, right? Along with digital skills, we also need the infrastructure to make a digital single market work, right? It's great to have robots, it's great to have all these fantastic things, but if your internet keeps going down, or your phone can't even find a pizza, right, then this is not going to happen. These technologies still have a lot of maturity to go to, still needs a lot of investment, needs a lot of infrastructure, and we need the digital skills.